You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Have you felt it? The weight pressing on the edges of your knowing? The strange sensation that time has slipped out of its casing? Like the wheels of reality are turning too fast and too slow all at once. Maybe it was a dream. Maybe it was a phrase. Maybe, like one of our listeners, you heard someone mention the tribulation just once, just in passing, and suddenly everything in your life began to vibrate at a different frequency. Tonight, we're going there. We're going to speak into the age that many believe is already upon us, a time known by many names: the Tribulation, the Kali Yuga, the final cycle, the age of unveiling, the great reckoning. This isn't about fear, it's about recognition. It's about the way prophecy echoes across cultures, how timelines fracture under the weight of forgetting, and how you, dear listener, you were born for this time.
I definitely feel that time is upon us. More than ever, really.
You ready?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibrations.
We're not here to tell you what to believe. We're here to show you the pattern, to open the map and let your soul decide what it recognizes. And make no mistakes, for those with ears to hear, the clock is ticking. Not towards annihilation, but towards remembrance. This episode is an invitation to the watchers, the weary, and the wildly awake. To the ones hearing the pulse under the static. To those asking, are we already in the final chapter? Are we the ones meant to carry the light through it? We'll look at the 7-year tribulation timeline, compare it to the Kali Yuga cycle, explore prophecy from across the earth, and ask what it means to live, not in fear of the end, but in the sacred awareness of the unveiling. So, get still, get ready, and remember, the fire only burns away what isn't meant to remain.
I like that.
Welcome to the Age of the Unveiling. Truth and Fire begins now. Let's begin with a phrase that for many sparks both fascination and dread: the 7-year tribulation. It's rooted in the passages of Christian eschatology, especially in the books of Daniel and Revelation. But I ask you not to tune out if those books never spoke to you, because prophecy is rarely owned by just one tradition. The truth has many costumes. Still, let's name the parts as they were passed down so we can see what pattern is being played out before us. The tribulation, in its traditional sense, is a 7-year period at the end of an age, marked by chaos, deception, war, and eventually divine intervention. Some say it begins with peace, a false peace, brokered by a global leader the world comes to adore. At the 3.5-year mark, the veil slips. The deceiver reveals themselves. A holy place is desecrated. And the second half of the tribulation is unlike anything humanity has endured. Plagues, collapse, rebellion, revelation, until the return of a savior, or the rise of something greater. Now pause with me, spirit seekers. Does any of that sound familiar? Peace that feels artificial. Leaders who enchant and then betray. An atmosphere of pressure, collapse, and the splitting of timelines. Whether or not you believe in the text, can you feel the symptomology? Because when you treat prophecy like an old weathered map, you begin to notice the clouds are forming in the exact same shape. Rachel, would you read us the section from the book of Revelation, chapter 6? It speaks of the first 4 seals, the so-called 4 horsemen. But listen deeper. Do those horses still ride?
Gladly. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. And there went out another horse that was red. A power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he sat on him, had a pair of balances in his hand. And I look, and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death.
It was always meant to be symbolic. A bow without arrows, conquest without blood, peace removed by division, weighing of rations, scarcity, and of course, the ever-present pale horse, death, war, plague, famine, control. Some say these seals have already opened. Others say we're waiting for the fifth. But I say this. The seals were never chronological, they were spiritual. And they're opening in the human heart. Each horseman is a force riding through the collective. Can you feel them?
That does sound exactly what we're going through, especially the pale horse. I just feel that heaviness.
So if we are indeed living in the time of seals and bowls and trumpets, then the question isn't when, it's how awake are we to the story playing out right now beneath our feet. This isn't about fire falling from the sky, it's about truth being poured out on the earth. And that can feel like judgment. Now let's step away from the Western frame and into an ancient cycle far older than modern scripture, the Kali Yuga. In Hindu cosmology, there are 4 great ages. Satya, the age of truth. Treta, the age of sacrifice. Dwapara, the age of duality. And now, Kali Yuga, the age of darkness. Not named for the goddess Kali, as some mistakenly believe, but for the demon Kali, spirit of strife, confusion, and decay. The sages said this yuga would be marked by the collapse of dharma, or right living, greed outweighing wisdom, technology advancing while spirit recedes, false teachers, wars of ideology, the forgetting of our divine origin. Sound familiar? But they also said this. The Kali Yuga is the shortest of all the yugas because it burns the brightest and ends the fastest. What takes millions of years in the Satya Yuga takes just a blink in this one. Because the darkness is dense, but the light, when it comes, returns in full. Rach, I'd love for you to read this ancient verse from the Vishnu Purana, written thousands of years ago. Listen closely. It may as well have been written yesterday.
In the Kali age, wealth alone will be considered the sign of virtue. Success will depend on deceit. The earth will be valued only for its minerals. Falsehood will be the universal language, and men will abandon their parents, their children, and their sacred.
This wasn't fear-mongering. This was forecasting. They saw this age coming, not as punishment, but as purification. Because in the Kali Yuga, the darkness is not hidden. It rises to the surface so it can no longer be ignored. Sound familiar? Corruption on every screen. Systems decaying in plain sight. Families breaking apart not out of hatred but exhaustion. Truth censored. Spirit marketed. And yet, here we are, awake, watching. This is why so many of you feel like you were born out of time, because you were. You carry Satya Yuga light in Kali Yuga skin.
That one line about the wealth as a virtue hits hard. I've felt that sense of collapse, but also a strange clarity through it.
I've felt that too. Honestly, I can say that. I still feel it. So, the yugas and the tribulation. 2 ancient clocks, one circular, one linear, but both seem to agree. We're not at the beginning of this thing. We're mid-collapse, mid-reveal, mid-pulse. And something is being remembered by those who are willing to see through the smoke. All across the world, ancient people spoke of a time like this, a time when the sky would shift, when the earth would tremble, when the stars would send signs, and when the veil between worlds would thin. The Hopi people called it the Great Purification. The Norse called it Ragnarok. The Mayans marked it as the end of Baktun, Not the end of the world, but the end of one way of being. In Islamic prophecy, it is the age before the Mahdi returns. In Buddhism, the time before the rise of Maitreya. In all of them, there is a collapse and then a remembering. Here in our own skies, we've had eclipses splitting the country. Blood moons, black suns, solar storms, auroras where they don't belong. The Schumann Resonance spikes like a cry from the Earth's core. And in dreams, visions, and even recordings, many of us are hearing the pulse, a frequency, a knowing, a presence. Some say it's the Watchers returning. Others call it the awakening of the soul grid. But whatever it is, you feel it. And if you're listening to this, there's a good chance that you're one of the ones meant to hear it.
I felt it so much that I had to purchase the app so I could know when I'm feeling it.
Thank goodness, because when I thought I had the flu the other day, you just verified it.
Yeah.
Rach, would you read this prophecy from the Hopi elders? It's often called the Blue Star Kachina prophecy, and I want our listeners to hear it spoken aloud.
And this is the 9th and last sign. You will hear of a dwelling place in the heavens, above the earth, that shall fall with a great crash. It'll appear as a blue star. Very soon after this, the ceremonies of my people will cease. These are the signs. Great destruction will come. The time of purification is now. Those who return to the ways given to us by the Great Spirit will survive.
Now let's pause. The 9th sign, a blue star falling from the sky, a signal that the old ways are ending. For some, this was Skylab in the 70s. For others, it's something still to come, maybe something already here. But prophecy isn't just prediction, it's pattern. It's the universe speaking in symbol and code. What has fallen? What is crashing? And what is rising in its place?
The blue star seems very interesting. And do you feel like that's come yet?
Not yet. I don't feel like it has.
No.
No. I feel like we're going to know.
Part of me feels like it's coming soon. I know a lot of people feel it. I know everyone out there, all the listeners, are definitely feeling something. That's why you're listening to this.
Yeah, and that's actually what provoked this episode. One of our listeners, he really wanted us to discuss this matter, and I thought, this is the perfect episode. We're in the perfect time. Let's do it. I hope we're doing it justice. The Watchers aren't just in the sky, my friends. The Watchers are you. And you've remembered in time to see the unveiling. We are not being punished. We are being positioned. Positioned to witness, to guide, to burn away illusion with presence. This is the reckoning the soul knew would come. Let's bring this down to ground level, because prophecy is not just out there. It's in here. It's in your nervous system, your sleep, your memory, your emotions. Many of you have written to us and said, time doesn't feel real anymore. I'm so tired, but I don't know why. I feel like I'm grieving, but nothing has happened yet. I'm remembering things I've never learned. This is soul-level tribulation. This is the collapse of linearity, and it's very real. When a system is collapsing, whether it's societal or spiritual, there's a phase where all the timelines begin to converge. Old versions of you surface, unhealed wounds replay. Time folds in on itself like a prayer you forgot to finish. You're not broken, you're not losing it. You're simply in the reckoning field, where the veil is thin and the density is thick. Rach, I'd love if you could read the short piece we received from a listener who asked to remain anonymous. It's raw, it's beautiful, and I think it speaks for a lot of people right now.
I don't feel like I'm living in the same world I woke up in yesterday. My body hurts for no reason. I forget why I walk into a room. I cry without knowing why. I feel like I'm standing in the middle of a bridge, watching both sides crumble behind me, and I don't know where I'm walking to. I just know I can't go back.
I've heard a lot of people say things like this.
Yeah.
And that line, I'm still standing in the middle of a bridge watching both sides crumble, that's what it means to live through a yuga's end, to walk the middle of the tribulation spiral and not lose your footing. This heaviness we're all carrying, it's the weight of the world in flux. It's the old earth exhaling its final breath. It's the soul preparing for what's next.
As of recent, my sleep cycle has been so strange. I'll be so tired all day, and then when night hits, I'm alert.
You're wired.
I'm wired. And you still have to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not very helpful. There's no point of trying to go to bed when you're wide awake, because then you'll just lay there. So I try to just stay up until I'm tired. And then I'm exhausted throughout the day. But then there's some days where I do get to sleep in and I have rest, and then I am still
tired.
So tired.
So many of us are feeling that. And then what about the time glitches and emotional shifts?
Was it yesterday? I drove, and it didn't make any sense how I got there that fast.
Yeah.
It just wasn't possible when you're just in a moment where hours go by.
Hours.
And you're like, how did this happen?
It's happening to me a lot more with editing and working. When I sit to write or edit, it's like I look at the clock and I'll feel like I just did a little bit. And I'll look at the clock and it's hours have passed. And I'm like, how have I only written 3 lines in hours? Like, what is happening? I feel like I'm putting out more. And then I get disappointed in myself. And I go, what? What am I doing? Am I like, what am I doing here?
Days are just blending into each other.
They really are. Months are passing like hours. We look back at even death dates of people, memories, and we go, oh my God, it's been already this? Like, I think even for you personally, I saw you just repost about your mom. It's already been 6 years, right?
Going on 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, my dog just passed, but no, she's been gone for a little while now. Like, what's happening? This is wild.
Yeah.
And the pain. A lot of people are feeling physical pain and ailments and struggling through it daily with that exhaustion, and it becomes almost unbearable.
I feel like I'm going through a lot of upper chakra release. So, like, probably from the heart chakra up, the heart, the throat, the third eye. Those are really affecting right now as we get those surges of energy, and then we go through the release patterns.
Yeah, because it needs to be able to go through us like a lightning rod. And the problem is a lot of us are having blocks like you're having in the upper. I'm having it in the lower chakra. And you could feel that through back pain. Like, I have lower back pain, stagnation. I can feel it. It's actually a feeling. It's a feeling of being blocked and knowing that I have to release some things. So if you're forgetting things, and if you're waking up sad for no reason, you feel like you're stretched across time, you're not failing, you're simply remembering under pressure. And the truth is, not everyone will be able to hold it, but you, the one listening to this, you're already holding more than you know. So now we ask, after the fire, after the collapse, after the unveiling, what remains? What is left standing when false is burned away? The answer, dear one, is you. But not the exhausted, shadow-worn version of you, the real you, the one behind the masks, the one your ancestors dreamed of, the one the prophecy saw coming. Because this great reckoning, this tribulation, was never just destruction. It was always meant to be a revealing. And as things fall apart, those who came to carry light, hold space, or translate the times, are beginning to remember why they're really here. Some of you feel it already. The pull in your gut, the quiet knowing in your chest, that strange grief that doesn't belong to any one moment. That's the feeling of your soul role waking up. Now, there are many roles. No hierarchy, just function. Rach, would you read them for us? Let it be a mirror for those listening. If one of these strikes their spirit, they'll know.
Some of you are lightworkers, sent to hold frequencies of love in dark places. Some are gridkeepers, stabilizing the Earth's energy in physical locations. Some are guardians, fierce protectors of people, portals, and timelines. Some are truth tellers, prophets, whistleblowers, poets of the unseen. Some are Bridgewalkers, souls who walk between dimensions, between belief systems, between the veiled and the visible. Some are flame bearers, keepers of memory, lore, and sacred spark. Some are activators, triggering awakenings just by being near. Some are healers through touch, word, sound, or presence. And some are witnesses, here to watch, to remember, and to anchor peace through observation alone. And honestly, sometimes you're a mix of a few of them.
But that's just a smidgen of the soul roles. More to come. If you recognize yourself in one or more, that wasn't coincidence, that was confirmation. And if you didn't yet, it's not because you're missing something, it's because your name is still being whispered into place. You'll know when the time comes, you'll know.
I definitely feel that I have more than one of those roles.
Oh, for sure. I think many of us carry more than one. We're hybrids. But there are people that are masters of one.
Yeah. But it is an interesting thing when you are around somebody and then all of a sudden they watch you or they listen to you and it ignites something in them and they want to dive into more things just because of being near you or hearing you. Mm-hmm. It just intrigues them. And I'm not one to push anything on anybody. We speak of it, we talk about it, but it's like we put on the light, and if they want to come closer to that, we'll keep it burning for them.
Well, you're a flame bearer, echo flame, spark. So, of course, people are going to be drawn to that. And you mirror. So, you have a few roles. And for those of you raised in tradition, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, please hear me. You don't have to abandon your faith to find your function. The prophets of old were soul role carriers. The disciples were gridwalkers and witnesses. Jesus himself was a flame bearer, healer, truth teller, and bridgewalker all at once. We are all part of the divine design. The only heresy is forgetting who you truly are. And now here we are, at the edge of the flame, not at the end, not at the beginning, but in the reveal. The veil is open now. The watchers are watching. The seals have sounded. The timelines are live. You're not here by accident. You didn't wander into this age. You were assigned. There are no spectators in the age of unveiling, only those who remember and those who refuse to look. So what now? You do what the old souls always do. You live wide awake. You walk the earth like it's sacred. You speak like your words will echo through the next world. You protect the spark in others even when they don't know they carry it. And when you're tired, you rest in the knowing that even the flame rests between flickers. Rach, would you send us out with this final invocation? Let it be heard by those who are meant to find this, even years from now, even across timelines.
To those who feel forgotten, you are remembered. To those who feel overwhelmed, the earth is not asking you to fix her, only to love her while she transforms. To those who hear the call but fear the fire is your ally. It will only burn away what cannot cross with you. Walk forward, eyes open, flame steady. We are with you.
Spirit seekers, if this message stirred something ancient in you, hold it close. And if you're one of the ones carrying a soul role, let this be your sign. It's time.
In love, in light, and in fire.
This has been Truth and Fire.